Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, this literally does not work. Let's get open for business and wake up the football gods today. It is day 3 of the draft. I know, champions are made the first 2 days of the NFL draft, but legends are made in the 3rd day. And I know a lot of people will be disinterested in this later part of the draft and things, but I want to read something to you guys. Just a little list. Kirk Cousins, 4th round pick, 2012. Rodney Harrison, 5th round pick, 1994. Harry Carson, 4th round pick, 1976. Jared Allen, 4th round pick, 2004. Terrell Davis, 6th round pick, 1995. Shannon Sharp, 7th round pick, 1994. Antonio Brown, 6th round pick, 2010. Richard Dent, 8th round pick, 1983. Richard Sherman, 5th round pick, 2011. Zach Thomas, 5th round, 1996. Kevin Green, 1985. Bart Starr, 17th round, 1956. Mike Weber, rest in peace, 5th round, 1974. Roger Staubach, Captain Comeback, 10th round, 1964. Steve Largent, 4th round, 1976. Johnny Unitas, 9th round, 1955, and Deacon Jones, the man that they coined the name Sack after, a man who legendarily supposedly had 28 sacks in a 14-game season, but it was before they actually had the term sacks and they actually counted, was a 14th round draft pick, 1961. And I will add to that, Dak Prescott in the 4th round, Tom Brady in the 6th round, and I'll throw Charles Haley into that in the 4th round as well. So if you think that, it's done, it's over with, you are sadly mistaken. Because the thing that drives me crazy is people will have a bias, and they'll say, they still today say, oh, well, Dak Prescott's just a 4th round draft pick. He's a 4th round pick, or he's not a number 1. Well, Christian Hackenberg was a number 1 draft pick. How did that work out? Because he should have been not drafted. How about that? Because we all get in our heads this whole status symbol, or this class system. Because you're a 1st round pick, you're a pick. Oh, you're a 4th round pick, man. You're from the hood. What the hell is this? The bottom line is, it's not how you get to the NFL. It's the fact that you got to the NFL and what you do when you get there. And I dare say, what happens to a lot of these guys who are, anointed the number 1 pick, that they believe the hype and figure, I just got to show up because I'm the number 1 pick. It's the guys down here that are looked over, that are never thought of as the greats, that have to work harder. They got to make sure that they know the playbook better. They got to know how to run that route better. They know they've got to work on the intangibles. And those guys are hungrier than this guy that's up here. So if you're sleeping on the later part of the draft, make no mistake, New England usually screws up the first part of the draft. Their first couple of picks usually aren't great ones. But what they do is those later round picks, they are gold. They are literally gold. And that's where they build their team. That's what New England has done forever. That's why they have 12 picks this year. They will move around and they will find a guy that fits their system, a guy that people have slept on, a guy that nobody thought much of. And those are the guys that end up building, and they turn them into people like, who? And all of a sudden, oh man, yeah, that's a great player. They got to hold on to it. No, because they go through and they keep replacing them. So we have some of our fans right now who are pissed off. I got people who are saying, there goes the season. We've let the Redskins and the Giants pass us. What you don't know is what you don't know. And that's the great thing about the NFL. Because you can draft a guy like Todd Marinovich or Ryan Leaf and say, he's got the prototypical size. This guy was bred to be a quarterback from the crib, never ate at McDonald's, and he's pro ready. And then don't bust a grape in the NFL. But then you find somebody like Tony Romo, who, when undrafted, becomes one of the best quarterbacks the Cowboys ever had. Nobody saw that coming. Nobody saw Dak Prescott being second in the NFL over the last 3 years to only Tom Brady. You know, Tom Brady, that they'll probably just make an exception and say, you know what, you won't have to wait 5 years. Once you retire, we'll go ahead and put you in there, Tom Brady. Tom Brady with the 6 rings that nobody else has. Charles Haley has 5 in second place. I hate saying that. God, I hate saying that. But this is where you build the team. So we got Cowboy fans that are like, oh man, and I'm sitting here, I thought for sure we'd go ahead and get a safety because, you know, we had Rapp there, we had Adderley, we had Thornhill there. I thought for sure we'd have a safety because I kept going through. I said, I don't think there'll be more than 3 safeties picked before us. We have the opportunity to get one of those guys. Well, didn't work out that way. The Cowboys decided they had other plans. But I'm not mad about it. Because in football, the bottom line is, can you beat the man in front of you? Our philosophy has been, when Tony Romo's body started breaking down, is realizing that the offensive line was important. That we have to beat the defensive line. We have to keep our quarterback protected in order to win. And what you have to realize is, for every action, there's an equal and opposite action. So, if we realize to win, we need to control the line of scrimmage, the opposite is true. In order to win, we need to be able to control the defensive line of scrimmage as well. We have to stop the other team's offensive line. And when you look back, in the failures of the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs and things, the thing that always seems to kill us in the recent history is, you know, you can look at the Lions, we won that one. We won the Eagles game. Those were great. But when you look at the ones that we've lost under the Jason Garrett era, with the exception of Minnesota, we just got blown out. We just didn't show up. You look at the Aaron Rodgers and you look at the Rams, and what they boiled down to was, we did not control the line of scrimmage on the defense. Jared Goff ran for that first down, and that just drove me crazy. Aaron Rodgers running around on one leg, not having the pressure on him. And my own theory and philosophy has always been, you get the biggest bang for the buck on defensive line. I'm a defensive line guy. Vosh is offensive line. But I always say, if you can get a good guy in the middle, we got great edge rushers, a guy who can get a push, a guy who can be in the quarterback's face because the quarterback's looking at the center and that ball and whatever beast is on the other side right there. If you get that guy who requires a double team, or can get a little push up the middle and pass, then your edge rushers start closing up that pocket. And if you can shut down the quarterback or make him have to throw before he wants to, more times than not, you will create turnovers. If you got a guy who is occupying space in the middle, keeping the guards from getting to the second level, then your linebackers are free to roam to make the plays. Because make no mistake about it, you'll look at it and say, well, he only had 38 tackles in the season. For a defensive lineman, that's not his job. His job is to keep the linebackers clean so they can get the glory. And if you got that pass rush right there, you're keeping the quarterbacks not having to cover a guy for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. It's 1, 2, boom. It makes their job easier. So I lost sight of that last night because, of course, I was thinking safety, a ball hawk. But if you look back at some of the greatest defenses in the history of the NFL, be it the Doomsday Defense, be it the Steel Curtain, the Purple People Eaters, or even our Dallas Cowboys of the 90s. I'll throw in there the last two Super Bowl teams for the Giants, the Chicago Bears, 85 defense. It all started from the line. And make no mistake, the Dallas Cowboys right now have one hell of a line in one rotation on that line. Now, let's take a little quick look here at some of the highlights of Tristan Hill, our newest Cowboy. Tristan Hill, sorry. Six foot three, 308 pounds. He's a trash can full of dirt with some great wheels. That's a big body who is athletic, something that the Dallas Cowboys absolutely positively love. They love a guy who can move around, who can get a push, and this guy gets a push. And you take somebody like that, and give him to Rod Marnelli, you really got something. And with our Dallas Cowboys right now, what I love is we are creating a competition because you've got Malik Collins now going to be looking for time here, and Antoine Woods. You're going to have wave after wave of body, fresh body that you can throw against his offensive line. And for me, this makes me happy as can be. I'm going to be doing some more work and going into more clips and things of him and breaking him down. But I love it. This guy is, look at that. Look at that. He's a fat guy who can move. Loving it. All right, and so on the flip side here, where is, oh, I don't have it. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll take care of Connor on the next go round because I got some, forgive me, hold on. Damn dog. Okay, don't come in here starting that. Damn dog. Okay, so we'll talk about Connor a little bit later because I'm about to go kill a dog. I'm Mark Holmes, and we'll be starting our draft coverage right about 12 o'clock because, well, I'm kind of late getting started today. I'll see you guys soon.